Hi guys, welcome back to a new video, and today we will talk about the day my RC boat, my 2-meter fully custom built RC boat burned up into flames. And I'm not exaggerating, this is exactly actually what happened. So as you guys seen in the last video, the boat is already fully functional, so I can drive it around and everything. And now I even did the color scheme onto the boat as well, and I think it looks pretty cool. It really reminds me of the Nordhaven Boat Explorer yacht style that this boat should be. So I'm pretty happy with the results I have. So what I did is I have the boat fully finished. I put in all the weights, and now I have at about 12 kilos of additional iron steel weights in the very bottom of the hull, compared to the last video where I had only the two 15 kilograms of weight plates. Now I have 12 additional kilograms in the hull. And I also transported the boat on my own, completely on my own. The hull itself is about 2 meters long and about 20 kilograms without any batteries, without any weights. So it's possible to carry it around by yourself and to put it in the water by yourself, but it's not an easy task, to say so. Also, what I did on that day is I did test out the bow thruster, and the bow thruster battery was not functional in the last video, so I did not have a chance to test that out. And also the bow thruster is very small. It's supposed to be for boat sizes of around 1 meter, or maybe a little bit larger than that. And my boat is 2 meters and 100 kilograms, so it's probably 90 kilograms, so it's obviously very heavy. So the bow thruster, I was skeptical about the bow thruster if it can handle the weight, but actually it could handle the weight pretty good. So I was actually quite amazed by how it did. I will make a whole different video about all the features the boat has, the crane, the bow thruster, the anchor, everything, very technical explanation. This is just a video of me showing you some footage of the last drive I did with the paint scheme on, testing all the other systems. And now the boat is actually, almost all the systems actually fully working. So lights, there are only some very I think 6 or 7 courtesy lights missing on the forward deck of the boat, but I still need some more cables to finish up that. But other than that, the boat is pretty much finished, which is very exciting for me. So I did a test of the bow thruster, did a test of the cooling pump, which will later be one of the main problems why the boat went on fire. And the cooling pump is set to, there is a temperature sensor connected to the motor controller of the boat, and as soon as the temperature reaches 40 degrees Celsius or higher, it will trigger the cooling pump, which then will cool water, cool the motor and the motor controller. And once the temperature reaches about 37 degrees Celsius again, it will shut off, and this cycle just repeats as long as it's as there is a juice in the battery. And this is fully automatic. I can switch it on and off if I want to inside the boat with my with my electronic control panel. I can switch it on and off, but other than that, it's fully functional. Again, all details will be shown in the different video once it is fully finished. And once I finished my RC controller problem, spoiler alert, the RC controller was, the motor controller was the component that kind of set on itself on fire. So the cooling pump was working fine. A video of that is popping up at the moment. I have an anchor, which is very, very gorgeous. It looks beautiful. It works. It's a little bit slow, as there is a gear ratio, very low gear ratio, pulling the anchor up and down. So it's definitely a bit slow. It takes a while. I think 3 meters of chain will take about like 3 minutes to get it out of the boat, but it gets the job done. I have fenders all around the boat. That's pretty cool. I have now all the clamps, all the things that I need to tighten up the boat to a dock or something. So that's very good. And the bilge is actually completely dry. The bilge was not dry in the previous test drive that I did, but now with the grease that I put into the Stevens tube, it's completely dry, no water at all in the bilge, which is very cool. So some things I need to add, or some things I need to change when I get back home. Right now in Prague. Some things I need to change is the following. Well, I connected the cooling pump control unit temperature probe to the engine control unit with hot glue. Very stupid idea. And the hot glue separated from the engine controller. Then the cooling pump did not sense the high temperature, and then the RC controller, the engine control actually burned up. I have a Seeking 60 amp motor controller that burned up. The engine was pretty cool, but the motor controller was not. So this is what the problem was really. So what I have to do now is I have to make sure that this doesn't happen again. First off, I have a bypass for the cooling water. On one side, the cooling water goes out warm. So this is the full cycle of the cooling water unit. And on the other side, on the port side, the cooling water via the exhaust, the fake exhaust actually will go out cold. So this is just a bypass to see if it's actually working on two sides. But actually, it's not a good idea because the waste of cooling water that will cool the whole unit. It's inefficient. So what I will do is I will make, again, two sides, but I will have two sides warm instead of two sides cold. The real problem was that the temperature controller was not connected to the motor controller. This is why the motor controller burned up. It was on fire for a short while, maybe for 1 minute or so. I did immediately pull the 12-volt battery from the whole boat, and now the flames extinguished immediately without applying any water or so, and was a lot of smoke. Again, the engine controller is broken. I ordered a new one, this time a 120 amp, and it should be much better. A 120 amp should have more power reserves, and I will connect the cooling water temp sensor via a different method, maybe epoxy glue, something. So this is really my problem. Also, some other things I will need to do. So first off, change the motor controller. Already ordered that. Courtesy lights on the forward area of the boat, forward of the pilot house. I will add some more weight, maybe 10 kilograms of extra weight to the front, so the waterline is completely flat and looks perfect. I will print a new weight holder, the fourth version of the weight holder, because weight holder was for the big 15 kilograms of gym weights. The weight holder is not so easy to print actually. And also my after inspection hatch for the switch on and switch off switch, and also for inspecting the rudder housing with the servo and everything. I will, instead of draining the water that is coming through the hatch towards the bilge, which is not optimal, now that the water line is so much more lower than I expected, so I can actually drain the inspection hatch out directly via towards the hole. So I can actually drain the water directly through the hole. So that's essentially what I have to do in the next few days. I'm very excited to finish that boat off and to show you guys in a very cool video, very technical explanation, probably around 20 minutes or so. Also, what I might add is a smoke detector. A smoke detector would be something that would give me a lot of confidence. So, because there is no way for me to see the smoke if there's smoke in the boat, as the boat is fully covered up by the hatch, so a smoke detector would be actually not too bad of an idea. Yeah, I think that's it. I will see you in the next video, probably in the next week or 1 or 2 weeks or so, when the whole boat is finished up. I'll also show you some night footage. Until then, see you here. Bye-bye.